Wade McElwain reached out to us. Let's bring him in from London, England. It's been, a week or two? Hey, Wade, listen, how'd you find us? What's your deal? I couldn't wait to talk to you.
I'm a big fan, Rod. So the funny thing is, because I've got some digital TV here, and I was on Game Plus, and I'm like, I heard your voice, I heard the accent. I was like, what the Canada sports, loving it. So I picked it up here in the UK, and as a result of which, I've been listening to the show, laughing, enjoying myself, and I thought, heck, might as well reach out to him since I'm involved in sports over here as well.
Yeah, well, thanks for all those kind words, and thanks for being on the team, bro, and we're on yours. So.
Sure.
But you said involved in sports, London NFL. It's going great, man. What's your involvement with it, and what can you tell us?
So when I first moved here in 2006, there was nowhere to watch the NFL. So I contact a pub, and I'm like, hey, you're going to show the Super Bowl. They're like, what's that? So I go into Craigslist, which was a thing back then, and I put an ad up for a Super Bowl party. And they're like, how many people are you going to show up? And I was like, 50, 60. Over 600 people show up, lined up around the door. I'm bartending, and the bar's like, "Are you running this Super Bowl every week?" And I was like, "No." So then I started NFL in London as the biggest. I'm now the largest promoter of the NFL in Europe. We started hosting events at casinos. We've reached, and now we've got podcasts, and NFL in London is massive now here. And it's just me, a Chicago Bears fan, had nowhere to watch it, and so it's just a bunch of expats getting together and watching the games. And now we sort of helped grow it. So. It's been good because if you want to reach of North American sports when you live over in the UK.
I love it. I love the whole thing. I love it all. We got to get you on here regularly. But tell me, is there a favorite NFL team in London? Is there a team they consider their team?
Well, I mean, historically it was always the Patriots because it had England in the title. But since Steve Khan has come over here and trying to move it, the Jacksonville Jaguars have tried to. But if you go to any game here, like the game we've got this weekend, you will just see a sea of jerseys. Last week it was Buffalo. That was lucky, but I think most NFL players, we've had the chance, I interview a lot of the players when they come over here, they're just surprised at just the wide swath of jerseys that are here and just how unique it is. And a lot of it's edutainment here because I think a lot of people there's some people still learning the game, but there's still other people that are just really big into it.
Cool. Well, hey, listen, I worked in sports a long time. We'll take them all. The NFL is going, we'll take you all. Doesn't matter who you're cheering for as long as you cheer for somebody. Now, you said you moved there in 06. What's your story, Dave?
Well, I started, my background is stand-up comedy. And so I was doing yucks and things like that in Canada, traveling around Canada, going to the States, producing TV shows. I used to have a bowling show on the Comedy Network called Gutterball Alley, which you can Google it. But then I
remember it.
That's me, host of it. I created that show.
Okay.
So
sorry.
I moved to, as you know, entertainment in Canada is quite limited in the options. So England, I have ancestry. I moved here where comedy was booming. Where comedians are making a living, where you can make stuff in TV, and I love Canada. I'm Canadian, but man, I'm British. This is home, and this is arts and entertainment, and there's so much going on here. And I've also got a daughter, so
Wow, I love it. That's super cool. What was the best Canadian yuck crowd? Where do they laugh the most? Who was the easiest to get a laugh out of?
I mean, out west was good. Calgary was great. The Calgary Club used to have a Blackfoot Drive. They used to be down there. There used to be one in West Edmonton Mall, which was crazy because when you were not doing that, you could go shoot guns at the gun store, which was just fun. It was really good. I mean, I think when I was doing comedy, I was a lot younger. I'm doing comedy again here now, which when you're 50, the kids are like, "Hey, old man, what are you talking about?" But comedy in Canada was great back in its heyday. When people just didn't take things too seriously. And we had a little bit more levity for a laugh, I think that's sort of missing today sometimes.
Yeah. Oh, man, I'm enjoying the interview. And it's the Blackfoot Inn in Calgary, know it well. And I feel like the one in Edmonton and West Edmonton Mall was on Bourbon Street in one of those bars.
Yeah.
Somebody from Edmonton, help me out. As you know, we're on Game Plus television and strong viewership in both of those areas. As a stand-up comic, can I ask you, is the most annoying thing you get from people that say, Dave, Say something funny. Or is there
But
something
yeah,
more
they're
annoying
like,
than that?
wait, do this. No, I think more it's like, hey, wait, can you do this? Now, because I have a daughter and everything like that, it's like, Daddy, shut up. And she's got the little British accent, which is cutting. It sounds like an app just sort of hitting you. You know, kind of creepy when you're in the middle of like, Daddy, Daddy. You're like, oh my God, horror movies. And it's your child. But, you know, I mean, the British people are what we call taking the piss here. And the crowds here are they're very mature comedy crowds. I would say a bit more than North America. They're very comedy savvy here. I mean, London has more stand up than Toronto, Chicago, New York, and LA combined. So there's just so much comedy going on. I think, you know, now everyone's very sensitive. The young kids are very sensitive. So the most thing I hear now is, ooh, that's offensive, which is not as fun, is it? I prefer, hey, my friend Wade, he'll make you laugh, as opposed to, you're offensive.
Who is your comedic stand-up comedy idol?
Well, I mean, let me tell you some of the Canadian ones, because I'm big on some of the Canadian names. I mean, I'm always a big fan of Mike Bullard, who used to have the Mike Bullard Show. Mike is a heckler killer. I mean, I've been in shows where it's like, he's warned people, and a woman's talking, and he's like, ma'am, I'm giving you a second here, all right? If I have to unload on you, and we're all like, do it, Mike, do it. Within 2 minutes, she was crying it out the door. You know, just like we told you it was going to happen. Kenny Robinson, he's been running the Nubian Nights in Toronto. He is absolutely fantastic. But I haven't been back to Canada to perform in probably 15 years. I've done some things, but I mostly just perform in Europe and the Middle East and Asia and places like that. Pretty much anywhere where I can go somewhere warm, and they'll pay me to go somewhere warm. Yeah. I'm kind of lazy that way. They're just like,
I hear that as I sit here in South Florida, where it's 31 degrees Celsius today, and loving life. Well, Dave, we are out of time, but listen, again, stay close. Let's do it again. Thanks for the support, and anything that you need from us, you know where to find us now.
Thanks, Rod. I just want to also say, look, I know that you're going through your journey of sobriety. I've also done that, so I big props to you on that. You know, it's very, and to anyone out there, as someone drinking my lemonade, but anyone out there, if you're struggling, ask for help, because there's a lot of people that are, and you're a good inspiration for that, Rod. So good for you, and be the voice of it. It's nice to hear someone speaking for us.
Thank you, Dave. I appreciate that. The hardest thing you'll ever do is ask for help, and then from there, it gets easier every day. Thank you, brother. Enjoy the football.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, Rod. Thanks a lot for having me on the show.
Dave McElwain from London, England. How about that? I really enjoyed that.